Canaan led them into a narrow back alley the moment she stopped and Hitomi spoke up. Members of SOS don't come by here very much. Word has it that in this place around 10 years ago, one man beat the crap out of 7 street toughs in the blink of an eye. All by himself. Over time, people have offered various theories that he was an assassin, that he was some foreign soldier, even that he might have been a ghost, and to this day, the urban legend lives on. Why was my sister kidnapped? Before I answer that, there's something I need to tell you, Canaan said. Her tone was cold and sharp. I've come to Japan because I'm on a mission. I'm not at liberty to discuss all the details. Alright? Hitomi gave us a slight nod. To answer your question, Maria was kidnapped by mistake. What? Hitomi gasped. But why? Because this kidnapper isn't after Maria, they're after you. Who's after me? The mastermind behind this whole thing, Canaan said. Her tone was matter of fact. Well, hold on, Achi interrupted. What do they want to tell me for? That I cannot say. Well then, who is this person? I can't tell you that either. You see, their sex, nationality, age, appearance, just about everything about them is shrouded in mystery. So there's honestly not much I can tell you. Achi and Hitomi stood dumbfounded. What gives? Achi said. So you're saying all you know is that this person has some lame name like Mastermind? Hitomi turned to whisper in his ear. Mastermind isn't actually their name. Originally used solely to refer to someone of remarkable intellect, the term first took on its criminal connotations in the 19th century. I'm here, Canaan spat, because I'm looking for revenge. Revenge? Hitomi asked. What for? This person also killed my friend. Canaan's inscrutable eyes flashed with a threatening gleam. Earlier you said that it was your fault my sister got kidnapped, Hitomi said. Canaan cast her eyes down. 4 days ago I managed to learn this criminal's plan, so I got in touch with Maria and told her that you were going to be attacked at that party. So that's why she told me not to go. Hitomi's voice trembled as she spoke. I gave Maria a small GPS tracker to give it to you, but I guess you never got it. Global positioning system, a network of man-made satellites and ground-based control stations providing geolocation data. Alternatively, a device that makes use of said system. Modern cell phones and vehicle navigation systems use the GPS. Hitomi shook her head. I see. She must still have it then. Wait, so then my sister? The color drained from Hitomi's face as she understood. Yes, Canaan replied. Maria acted as a decoy and let herself get kidnapped in your steed. Hitomi swayed on her feet, shocked to the verge of fainting. Hachi already reached out and caught her in his arms. But wait, he said to Canaan as he held Hitomi up. I don't get that either. Why didn't neither of them go? Then nobody would have been kidnapped, right? I mean, why'd her sister need to go and act as a decoy? Canaan let out a tiny sigh. If she hadn't gone to the party, the kidnappers would have just found some other opportunity to come after her. Ah, okay. Hachi nodded. That sort of makes sense. I'm betting that Maria's plan was to use the GPS leading me to these guys' hideout. She wanted to keep her sister safe and also figured she could help me with my mission. The sort of scheme she'd think of. So then can't you use the GPS to locate Hitomi's sister? Achi asked. Canaan shook her head. GPS hasn't been powered on since she was kidnapped. It's possible the kidnappers took it from her. Wait, what? So after all that, even you can't find Maria? Achi slumped his shoulders in disappointment. I didn't say that. What do you mean? I got some intel from those syndicate members we met earlier. Apparently sometime this morning they put Maria into a blue minivan. Since then they've been moving her all around Shibuya. Achi and Hitomi exchanged glances at the mention of the blue minivan. Fortunately, Canaan continued, those operatives didn't know what the current situation was exactly. So we're back to the blue van then? Achi already explained what they'd been through so far. He mentioned how they'd first seen the blue van where the kidnappers had told Hitomi to find it. He also described how first the man with the cane and then a host of others had come after them. Got a little sidetracked here and there, but Canaan quietly listened to the end. I see, she muttered. So then what do you think? Achi asked. It seems like we messed up their scheme a little, huh? Whatever the case, this man with the cane concerns me, Canaan said. I doubt he's working with the others. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's it. Some guy who wasn't involved butts in and it throws off their whole plan. Canaan nodded in agreement. Because you and that man with the cane showed up, she said they couldn't leave the minivan where it was. They took a sensible precaution. Then if you think about it, isn't this an opportunity for us to turn the tables on Mr. Mastermind? Canaan flashed him a faint, speculative smile. I wonder about that. Oh, come on, Achi grumbled. You're such a buzzkill. Any well-made plan has a good, solid outline, which means that even after it has come to fruition, it's easy to trace things back to the planner. Is that how that works? By contrast, if you achieve your goals using accidental means, the outline becomes blurred and it makes it harder for anyone outside looking in to grasp what the actual plan is. Achi swallowed hard as he took in the gravity of the situation. Well, but I mean, like, if there's an accident, people are going to for sure panic, plan or not. The corners of Cannon's lips curled up. Typically, I suppose, she said. The people who are after Hitomi not only have they put together a perfect plan, they purposely left certain tiny holes in it. So we can't even figure out who they are. The outline of the plan is always too blurry. Ashi had no response to that. It was like he was hearing about some completely different world beyond the one he knew. If what Canaan had said was true, he'd been dealing with opponents that were on a level way above his own. In any event, since then people are after you, it'd be best if you didn't wander around town anymore, Canaan told him. I forgot to check if I'm even talking. Hello? Okay. That would have been bad. By now, Tommy had recovered. She stood up straight and shook her head. No, I'm going to find that blue minivan. My sister is in danger because of me. I can't abandon her just to save myself. Yeah, that's right. She patted Tommy on the back. And if that's what you're going to do, then I don't care who we're up against. I'm with you in this until the end. I think it's too late for me to back out now. That ship has already failed? It's already failed. Tommy giggled despite herself. It's already sailed, Achi. Yeah. Cannon let out another little sigh. Alright, just make sure you're extra careful, she said. Can't count on getting bailed out of trouble like you have before. I understand it, Tommy said. Her eyes showed no trace of doubt or fear. Cannon gave her a slight nod and quickly disappeared down the alleyway. Right then, Achi said, want to get back to looking for that minivan? Then he stopped, remembering their previous efforts. If they just had heedlessly wandered around town, they'd probably end up in the same trouble they'd encountered before. They'd get chased by the man with the cane or by the kidnappers, and their search would be interrupted yet again. What should they do then? There had to be a better way. Achi happened to glance upward and caught sight of a surveillance camera installed on one of the streetlights. That's it! Huh? God, I can't believe I didn't think of it before. Tommy peered at him, startled by his sudden shouting. We just need to use my old man's surveillance cameras and this will be a breeze. Yeah. She took Hitomi by the hand and started running. His destination, the security camera monitoring room in Dokinsaka. She didn't slow his pace until they were nearing their destination. Then he turned to look back at Hitomi. He was about to ask if she was doing alright when someone close at hand called out to him. Hey, mind if I ask you something? Have you heard of SOS? Achi stopped in his tracks as a stranger stepped in front of him. The guy looked too old to be picking a fight with SOS. Achi regarded him with suspicion. Yeah, why do you ask? Do you happen to be a member yourself? No, not anymore. The man's eyes flashed with a gleam of recognition. Did this guy know who he was? With a broad grin, the stranger took a step closer. Achi's heart sank. He couldn't afford to get caught up in some new hassle right now. Hitomi flashed him a worried look. Let's go. Achi and Hitomi dashed past the man and hurried onward. Even if the guy was harmless, they needed to be on their guard. There was no telling just how many thugs and assassins were looking for Hitomi. Rather than head directly for the surveillance building, Achi decided he better make sure the stranger wasn't up to something. Hitomi followed as he slipped quickly into a back alley. There was no indication that the man was following them. What was that guy's deal? Hitomi asked. No idea, but he sure seemed kind of fishy. It doesn't look like he's coming after us, though. They took a quick detour through another seedy back alley. Then as they were starting to head toward their original destination, Achi felt a sudden searing pain in his back. Fuck. Glancing over his shoulder, he discovered that one of the foreign syndicate members crept up and struck him from behind. Oh no. I've been stabbed. Ah! Hitomi screamed. Another man had suddenly appeared, grabbing her by the arms. Hitomi? Achi tried to reach out to her, but his arm was leading. His body refused to obey his commands. Everybody's getting stabbed now. As the attacker wrested the knife from his back, Achi felt the blood gushing out of his wound. The two men started to drag Hitomi away. Damn it. He tried to pursue them, but his legs faltered and couldn't find their footing. He was losing blood so fast he was starting to fade from consciousness. Achi could only watch impotently as Hitomi was dragged further and further away. Bad end. Number 43, stabbed by a kidnapper. Achi got stabbed, caught in a surprise attack by one of the kidnappers. He could only watch helplessly as Hitomi was taken away. If that weird guy hadn't tried to talk to him, Achi would never have taken the risk of wandering through the alleys. But how can you keep that guy from wanting to interview Achi?